All right, let's talk about one of the most famous and famously unfinished buildings in the entire world. It's this incredible structure that has just totally captured the imagination of millions. It's a monument to genius, to faith, and honestly, to just pure, stubborn persistence across generations. We are, of course, talking about the Sagrada Familia.
And there it is, just rising up out of the Barcelona skyline. It's not just a church, you know. It feels more like a living, breathing thing, something both ancient and totally futuristic all at once. For so many people, this is Barcelona. But to really wrap your head around it, you gotta see some of the numbers. Over 140 years. That's how long this basilica has been under construction. It kicked off way back in 1882. I mean, to put that in perspective, that's before the Eiffel Tower was a thing, before cars were even on the road. It's a project that's literally outlived its own creator and has stretched across 3 different centuries.
And get this, when it's finally done, the central tower, the Tower of Jesus Christ, is going to reach 172.5 meters. That will officially make it the tallest church tower on the entire planet. It was designed to scrape the heavens, and I mean that in every sense of the word.
And this is the part that just blows my mind. This is the great paradox of the Sagrada Familia. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, it's a global icon, millions of people visit every year, and it's still an active construction zone. So what's the deal here? What's the real story behind this absolutely epic project? And who is the genius who came up with this unbelievable design? Well, that's what we're going to dig into. We're going to peel back the layers of stone and glass to really get inside the mind of its architect and understand the incredible saga of its creation.
You really can't tell the story of the Sagrada Familia without talking about its architect, Antoni Gaudí. He actually took over the project just a year after it started and completely transformed it. His design was driven by these 2 huge forces that were tangled up together, his deep, personal faith and his absolute love for the natural world.
And you see this quote here? For Gaudí, this wasn't just some nice, poetic idea. He truly saw nature as the ultimate architect. He believed that the shapes and the structures you find in nature were just perfect. They were the most efficient, the most beautiful, and the strongest designs possible.
So you have this amazing dual mission going on. On one hand, he wanted to build a massive Bible in stone, right? Where every single sculpture, every tower, every window tells a piece of the Christian story. But, and this is the key, he wanted the very bones of the building, the columns, the arches, all of it, to be built using the rules he learned from looking at the world around him.
And this just shows you exactly what he meant. He didn't just want the inside to feel spiritual. He wanted it to feel like you were walking through a forest. I mean, just look at how those massive columns rise up and then branch out near the ceiling, just like trees reaching for sunlight. It's not just for looks. It's a brilliant, functional, structural system that he copied directly from nature.
Okay, so a vision like this, it required some seriously revolutionary engineering. To create this stone forest and hold up the incredible weight of all those towers without using the big, clunky flying buttresses you see on old Gothic cathedrals, Gaudí basically had to invent a whole new way to build.
He called it the equilibrium method, and the basic idea is pretty simple actually. Work with gravity, not against it. By angling the columns just so and designing the arches in a very specific way, he could channel all those tons of weight directly down into the foundation, creating a perfectly balanced, self-supporting building.
And this is just pure genius. Decades before computers, Gaudí figured all this out using this incredible low-tech method. He'd hang strings with little bags of birdshot to represent the weight of the walls and ceilings. Gravity would naturally pull the strings into these perfect, elegant arch shapes. Then, he'd just take a photograph of the whole thing and flip it upside down. And there it was, the perfect balanced design for his basilica. An analog computer.
But a vision this huge, this ambitious, well, Gaudí knew it was never going to be finished in his lifetime. And that's where the story becomes so deeply human. It's a saga of dedication, of absolute disaster, and of recovery, passed down from one generation to the next.
I mean, this timeline just shows you how tough this project has had it. When Gaudí died in a tragic accident in 1926, the church was less than a quarter of the way done. Then, just 10 years later, disaster. During the Spanish Civil War, his workshop was burned. Almost all of his original plans and those intricate plaster models were destroyed. The whole project could have just ended, right then and there.
But it didn't. For decades, the architects who came after him painstakingly pieced his vision back together from the few charred fragments that were left. And what's so fascinating now is this balancing act they have to perform.
Today's teams use things like advanced 3D modeling and high-strength concrete, stuff Gaudi can only dream of. But every single decision they make is all about staying true to his original vision.
And I love this quote from the current chief architect. He calls his job continuing a conversation with Gaudi across time. That just perfectly captures it, doesn't it? It's not just about finishing a building. It's about keeping this creative dialogue going with a master who's been gone for almost 100 years.
So, after all the history, the revolutionary engineering, and all the human drama, what's it actually like to stand inside the parts of the basilica that are finally finished? What's the result of this century-long saga? Honestly, it's breathtaking. That's the only word for it. Gaudi designed a space that's meant to make you feel a deep sense of awe, whether you're religious or not. It's an experience that goes beyond architecture. It becomes something more.
And a huge part of that feeling comes from the light. Gaudi designed the stained glass windows to be like this amazing symphony of color. In the morning, the light floods in through warm yellows and oranges. Then, as the sun moves across the sky, the whole space transforms, bathed in cooler greens and blues. The entire basilica feels like it's alive, like it's breathing with the rhythm of the day. And then you look up, and it's just unbelievable. This is the payoff. This is where it all comes together. The branching columns open up into these stunning ceiling vaults that look like giant sunflowers, and light filters down through the middle of them, sprinkling the floor below, making you feel like you're standing under this magical divine forest canopy. It's the perfect blend of nature, math, and spirit.
Which really makes you wonder, right? Is a masterpiece like this ever truly finished? For more than 140 years, the Sagrada Familia has been a process, a collaboration across time. Maybe the fact that it's always been under construction is as much a part of its story as its final finished form will ever be. It's just this powerful symbol of human ambition, creativity, and the crazy idea that some things are so